right now.
Welcome back. Kennewick Public Schools has added a new role addressing mental health, diversity, and inclusion. And the woman who accepted the position is talking to Fox 17 ahead of our special tonight on those very topics. So we are joined by Brooke Davis. She is, again, the Director of Diversity, Equity, and Mental Health at Kennewick Hills. By the way, congratulations, and thank you so much for being with us. This is such an important topic. So let's get started. The first question I want to ask is, you're working very closely with students to whom this can be, of course, and even for adults, this can be an uncomfortable and very big topic to tackle. So how have you found that in negative ways and positive ways, the inclusion or the lack of diversity in a school can either help or hurt students depending on whether or not it's there?
Hi, well, thank you so much for having me. You were cutting in and out, but I think I got the gist of the question. Yes, this is a very hefty lift for Kennewick Hills, and I want to reassure everybody that we are going to do this together. And I think even though our diversity looks different than some of our other school districts, one of the things that I am most impressed with is people were really asking for this. Our students are asking for this, the community were asking for this, and our staff was asking for this. So as we began to survey, have conversations, offer professional development, mental health and diversity, equity, belonging, and inclusion were at the top of the list of what we felt like we needed to do to move the district forward. So what was most impressive to me about the position was that it was including mental health, because I don't think you can do either one of these without the other.
Absolutely. And again, I hope you can still hear us, but, with that element of mental health, in what ways does a lack of diversity actually affect a student's mental health when it's not there, when it's not in the school, in the community?
Well, one of the things that we have found in looking at DBEI and mental health is, and you guys alluded to it in your earlier segment, was how it is affecting our LGBTQ plus student population and also our marginalized population. As we know, the foundation of mental health really is that psychological, mental well-being. And in order to have that, you have to have a sense of belonging in the space that you are existing in. And in order to create that, we have to be intentional these days to make sure we are getting the knowledge, the information, and at the root of what that is. And so we are seeing a higher rate of our students in that community struggle. We are seeing a higher rate of them entering into counseling situations, and parents and the community and the staff want to know what can they do to support our LGBTQ plus students in order to make them feel like they are included, as well as our marginalized students, our students of color. The other thing I'm recognizing is by not having these positions or not having people in place to help with this, we're also doing a disservice to our dominant culture, our white students within the district who want to be able to also learn and grow and love from these experiences. So if we don't take care of these hand in hand, you're going to start to see an influx of students that are entering into inpatient hospitalization. You're going to start to see the suicide rates among that population begin to go up. And in the state of Michigan, that is starting to become alarming.
Yeah, and let me just, I want to end with one more question that you just touched on there briefly. But of course, you're focusing a lot on the students and how this is affecting them. What about the staff? What about the parents? Because everybody has a role to play in this. And to that point, have you found it even sometimes a little tougher to work with parents because when it comes to this, element of implicit bias, are they more dug in than the kids?
100%. I think because we are ingrained sometimes in our bias and how that shows up for us, because we've just lived a longer life, it definitely can be a harder challenge. One of the advantages is my background is social work, and working with kids and families and even the staff to provide district level trainings has been a plus. And we started the work with our staff and our administrative team by really talking about their own bias and recognizing their bias and how it affects them and how it can play out into the classroom. And so moving to our community and our parents is really the next step. We do have a district mental health newsletter that goes out, and that focus will combine both of these and really giving parents the tools to have some understanding. One of the things that I say when I'm talking to parents is this is not about my value system. It's not about your value system. It is about making sure that every single person in our institution feels safe and secure in order for them to continue to achieve academically, in order for them to feel emotionally well. So knowing we want to provide that for every single kid, we we have to do some learning as a community. So you can look for Kennewood to do some community book reads. We have some professional development for staff coming up. We have some parent engagement nights. We are making sure we are surveying and focus group with all of our stakeholders. So this is a big process, but we know that if we include the right people, we can definitely get it done.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, that was Brooke Davis, Kennewood Hills Public Schools Director of Diversity, Equity, and Mental Health. And Brooke, thank you so much for your insight on this, and best of luck to you guys with all those initiatives. I'm sure we'll talk again soon.